Bray Wyatt. Friends of Bray Wyatt say he could be done with wrestling forever. He could stay away from pro wrestling if the decision is made forever. Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda. He is the biggest free agent that is out there right now that would really make a difference for anybody's roster. Here's a million reasons to stay home and not return to pro wrestling, man. The one most glaring reason is that WWE fucked him over so badly that why would anybody want to return to pro wrestling, especially with the creative mind that Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda has? Why would he entrust somebody with his vision and his story and his character, seeing what a control-hungry fucking freak like Vince McMahon did to it? Why would he trust anybody? That's the only reason why I would stay away. That's the only reason I need. Dave Meltzer noted in the Observer newsletter that Wyatt was making somewhere around $4 million when he was cut by WWE last July. That's a lot of fucking money. I did not think he was making that amount of money. Now, who's to say that $4 million isn't salary and merchandise included? It could be with merchandise included, seeing that he was the number one merch seller in WWE for that year he was released, and probably the year before that, putting him amongst the third or fourth highest paid performers in the company. Meltzer also noted that Wyatt was a top merchandise seller. In 2019, he was the top merchandise seller in the company and was near the top of the charts the last few years up until his release. Meltzer noted that a number of companies expressed interest in signing him, but they were far apart on money. Someone who knows Rotunda told WrestlingNews.co that he is smart with his money, so he could sit at home and never return to pro wrestling if he wanted because he is financially secure. The source states he is very good with his money. I wouldn't be surprised if he never came back to wrestling. Last month, Wyatt stated on Instagram that not only is his health great, but he missed wrestling, but he did not say when he would return to the ring. Wyatt's father, Mike Rotunda, former IRS, was on John Layfield, JBL's podcast, with Gerald Briscoe, and said the following about his sons, Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. I quote, "They're definitely not maybe done." Not really a quote that makes sense to me. Definitely not maybe done. I don't know. They're kind of in a situation where they got their foot in and going in with a couple of different things, trying to see what's available. So, maybe we'll see them back. Maybe you won't. I don't know yet, but I don't want to speak for them either because I know they're trying to reach out and get some different things going. Wyatt just got engaged last week to the former WWE ring announcer, JoJo Offerman, and they have 2 children together. The last time Wyatt was seen on television was the night after WrestleMania last year, and there were plans for him to return last August, but it was then decided to release him from his contract. The contract that he was making, $4 million, obviously, looking back at it now, did not help, and then that's all WWE really needed to let him go. Wyatt wanted a specific something. Wyatt wanted a specific vision, a direction for his character. Vince was not going to let him have that creative direction because Vince is a fucking egomaniac and a control freak, and he wanted to do what he wanted to do with Bray's vision, thinking that he knows best. So when Bray Wyatt gave him lip and argued about, no, I don't think that's the right way, and got angry over his vision being tarnished, WWE, all they had to do was take that and then look at the amount of money he was making, and then obviously it was an easy decision to let him go, which is bullshit. They absolutely castrated Bray Wyatt. Castrated him. They cut his balls off before he can even get started, which all started with him losing to Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. That is something that he was never going to get over. I don't think fans still, to this day, are still over that terrible creative decision. That is the moments in which the Fiend was fucking buried. Seth Rollins and the Hell in a Cell was the casket being closed. Goldberg beating Wyatt for the World Heavyweight Championship in Saudi Arabia was the casket being lowered and the dirt being poured on the fucking grave. He was never going to return and come back from that at all. Then we got this Randy Orton feud, and we got Alexa Bliss getting involved, and all this dark and twisted weird shit. We got that swamp match with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. Nothing worked out. All of a sudden, you start to see Alexa Bliss take on the Fiend character, and she started to act like the Fiend more than the fucking Fiend. They gave her the fucking gimmick. WWE basically took the gimmick from Windham, gave it to Alexa, and said, goodbye, we wish you well on your future endeavors. To a point where Alexa Bliss is now still not on television, and the last time we saw her was a storyline where she was in some fucking shrink's office talking about a fucking stuffed doll, and I thought, here we are, going back to the goddess Alexa Bliss. WWE gave us fucking weeks of this shit, only for Alexa Bliss to come back and still be dressed as the Alexa that we saw on Alexa's Playground, and the dark Alexa Bliss. And then the doctor in those segments, I don't know if you guys remember, take this doll wherever you go. Gave her a new fucking doll. They gave her a new doll, and she shows up at the Elimination Chamber for one match and doesn't have the fucking doll with her, theoretically wasting our fucking time all those weeks about why Alexa Bliss and why fans should care about Alexa Bliss. Windham was killed strategically. Slow, painful death in WWE. Why isn't he back? I don't know. Maybe he wants to be back. Maybe somewhere, somehow, and I said this a couple weeks ago, maybe Windham wants to go back to the WWE. Maybe he's so fucking heartbroken, he wants to go back there because what he did with this character and the story that was being told is not completed. He doesn't want to start over. Maybe he doesn't want to start over in another promotion and start brand new with a different character, a different gimmick, a different story, a different vision, a different direction. Maybe he wants to be back in WWE and tie up the loose ends there. Maybe he's waiting for them to have some record fucking quarter, and maybe they reach out to him. Maybe if it's out there in the news that Windham is talking to Tony Khan, maybe WWE swoops on in, and maybe he ends up joining the WWE again. Right now, they don't have any interest in him. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't have any interest in him, but maybe WWE needs a reason to care about Windham. That's not really a great reason, because if Tony Khan is talking to Windham, then WWE swoops on in and shows interest in Windham. They really aren't interested in Windham at all. But we'll see what happens. This man is so fucking heartbroken right now. I don't blame him for not wanting to be in pro wrestling. He gave his trust to Vince. You want him to give his trust to Tony Khan, no matter how many great things are said about AEW's locker room and Tony Khan. You think he wants to willingly, easily give his trust to Tony Khan? Not unless he has 100% creative freedom. Malachi. Look at Malachi Black. Do you guys think the original vision of the House of Black is what we see now? No. Tony Khan also is great at what he does, but he's also a very control-hungry individual. He wants to control everything. Do you honestly think Malachi Black and the House of Black is the original vision? What we see now is his original vision? I don't think so. I don't think so. So why would Windham want to give his trust to anybody? The man is fucking sad. He's heartbroken. He's going to be ready when he's ready. And when he's ready, we'll know. When he's ready, we'll see him on television. The man knows he can go anywhere and make money. The guy knows he could go anywhere and make a fucking difference and be a huge fucking deal. He's going to pick what's right for him and what's right for his creative freedom. The one thing that man wants, he doesn't want the money. He don't give a shit about the money. His creative freedom does come with a price, because you're not going to find anybody as talented as Windham. But my God, man, the one thing, I keep saying this, the one thing that man wants is to express his creativity. He wants to be somewhere where that is going to be able to roam free and is going to be able to do what he wants to do. That is most important to him. So we'll see him when we'll see him. I'm not here to sit here and tell you, oh, I think he's great for AEW. No, if Windham thinks a place is best for him, that means he's ready to be back, and that is a decision that he made with himself and his family.